Sitting at a red light under the bridge, those simple words came from your lips, that this is the best love you have known. Who would have thought you were driving me home? All of these endings, there they did go up in a dust. What once was our love is done.
It's day 3, and I'm here in Killarney with these beautiful views behind me, and the reality is I should be incredibly grateful for this life that I am. But I'm also lonely, and this is also the hardest thing I've ever done. I feel so challenged, and I hope it gets easier because I have another 5 weeks of this, and that's scary. That's really scary. It's a long time. It's a long heckin' time. I want to be good at this. I want to build my career, and I don't know how to do that sustainably right now because this feels so overwhelming, and I don't know how people do this as a full-time life. But I guess just the beauty and the great times make up for all the challenging times. That probably is the same with any job, with any life that you live. With all things in life, is the beauty makes up for the hard times. I had a really fun 2 days with my friend, and now that I'm back on the road solo, I feel overwhelmed and scared. Right now is that I'm going to try my best. I am going to make great art and be grateful for the shows, and the in-between may be challenging, but I'm going to do my best, and that's all I can do. As overwhelming as those feelings were, I couldn't help but be in awe of Lake Superior. There was something about this lake and having to drive around it that is so incredibly stunning. My friends have a song called The Shield that truly encapsulates the feeling of having to surrender to the Canadian Shield. With all these sad emotions in me, the lake brought out the best. It was hard to be upset with these stunning views in front of me. Truly, to this day, Lake Superior and Lake Superior Provincial Park is one of my favorite places. I had the pleasure of getting to camp there for the night. I ended up grabbing a last-minute camp spot right on the water. You can see my van there, and I simply walked out and enjoyed this beautiful, beautiful sunset while thinking about the beautiful things in my life, even though I was scared and I was challenged.
I wanted you to stay.
I carried on. That is until I got to Old Woman Bay, and someone informed me that the sound in my car was the power steering going. I had to drive to Wawa, where I stopped and figured out what the next plan of action was. Turns out I had to get power steering fluid to put into my car, but I did stop by the Goose because it's obligatory. We continued on, and I didn't vlog much, but we played a show in Brandon. There were lots of tears, a trip to a Honda dealership, and I managed to keep the tour going until we got to Clear Lake, which is in the middle of Manitoba, and had some beautiful days off up in the woods, camping in the national park there.
But there's only so much I can say. I'd still take you back if you came back to me. To this day, lying in your bed for one final time.
These views were simply stunning, and I felt so grateful to be here, to be experiencing them, that this is my job, that I get to travel across this country, swim in so many lakes, and go on so many hikes, and go on so many adventures. It is incredibly challenging, as I mentioned at the beginning, but also so beautiful.
Take it back if
I did have a lovely time, but I'd be lying if I said it was easy. There was a giant storm and it rained for 2 days. I was camping in my van with all the fans going as it was in the 30s and brutally hot. Everything was sticky and everything was humid. Not ideal, but eventually it broke and the sun came through and there were more days of sun ahead. My final part of this adventure was heading up to Yorkton, Saskatchewan. Lots of driving, lots of fields. People complain about Saskatchewan, but it's actually incredibly beautiful. The fields roll into one another, and the skies seem to endlessly go on and on and on. Once I got to the brewery, I set up for my show. It was cool. They had the stage right in front of where they're brewing the beer, so I performed some songs, and then I headed to bed. There was more and more driving as I headed into Alberta, but that's for the next vlog. Thank you for coming along on this adventure, for sharing in my journey as an artist, and coming along for what it's like to live on the road. If you want to continue to connect with me, you can connect on social media at Catherine F. Music, and you can stream my music everywhere that you listen to music. The next vlog will be up at the end of next month. Have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and stay tuned for more. Bye!